The grim and dull haze of a sultry, or the grim and dull haze of a sullen, sunken basement deep in the lower levels of Mindsync C Primus slowly begins to illuminate as our party steps away up the stairs. They encountered a strange patron, someone who promised information, perhaps assistance, for a cost. And as they leave their esoteric ally, perhaps, the Taskforce Brimrose has but one place left to go. Just as one of their member sees his personal communicator light up with an outside communique from an unknown source. Unknown to his system, but the registry is familiar to him. Oh no, Barris says. Good morning, afternoon, and/or evening, ladies and gentlemen, all in between beyond the boundary of the internet. Welcome back to the Alliance Roleplay, and more specifically, welcome back after so long to By a Shadow Peace, our Wrath and Glory epic. I am your host, Federation of Stream, Foxy, and I have with me a host of dedicated souls, a collection of inquisitive, dare we say, individuals, agents of his holy Ordos. I can tell you all about them, but I'll let them tell you who they are just as I introduce them. So please, as I call you up, tell the internet who you are, who you're playing tonight, and where you can be found on yonder interwebs. Let's start with my close and personal friend, Michelle.
Hello, it's me, Michelle. I am playing Aria Yun, our sister Hospitale. And you can find me here. Yeah, that's it.
And nowhere else. We signed a blood contract. The pact is sealed. She can't go anywhere else. Aside from making Michelle sign demonic agreements, we'll pass ourselves onward to another person who is near and dear to my heart, and who I hope to see at many tables in the future. I'm, of course, talking about the internet's one and only Meg Mysteria.
Hello, everybody. I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria, and I am bringing back Lara, aka Edilvara Telene, our resident Psyker, who is not much liked because she is an Eldari. Please don't hold that against her. She's just trying her best, man.
I personally think they don't like you for lying more than the whole being a filthy alien thing, but you know, we can talk about that.
Are you sure? Because I'm with a couple of xenophobes here.
Yeah, okay, you know what? That's valid. Speaking of those xenophobes, that's a horrible introduction. I'm so sorry about that. Cutting it over to one of my absolute best buddies, someone who I think RPing with brings a certain kind of fire out of me, and that's why I love doing it so much. You know him, you love him. It's XXVII.
Hey everybody, xenophobe is absolutely correct. If any Martians are watching, I'm coming for you. You're not safe in my solar system. All right? I've been to your galaxy and they didn't know you. They weren't familiar with your planet. Anyway, yeah, I am. I'm going to be playing Zadkiel Delos, a holy angel of his most righteous emperor, a space marine, the Adeptus Astartes. How many other things can I say before I get in and say that he's a Lamenter, for as much good as that's doing him right now, which is not much, which is appropriate for Lamenters. And yeah, I'm here on Neon Lights and sometimes over on Lost Caravan, and I've made appearances elsewhere, so, you know, I'm very happy to be here and keep chugging away at some awesome content.
Ready to have you here, buddy boy. And we'll hope that armor and Space Marine-ness keeps you safe for whatever might happen in the future. No spoilers ahead. Speaking of such things, Taskforce. You find yourselves emerging from the dank staircase back into the tavern you slowly escaped through to make your way down. The barkeep quirks an eyebrow at you, as if a part of him is incredibly confused as to why people are suddenly coming out of a door behind the bar. However, perhaps because of something wired to his brain, or perhaps because one of you is about 9 feet tall outside of their armor, he says nothing. The old man simply eyeing you all with a strange, quirky look and letting you all pass.
We're in disguise.
As you find yourselves...
Right, sorry.
That's true, you're in disguise. You got your blankets on. Okay. As you emerge back into the tavern, blanketed up and in your disguises, you find yourselves laden with new information and the same purpose. One of your number, however, looks at you all and says, "Guys, this is pretty bad timing, but I have to go." It's Barris, of course.
Is this business that could be set aside for later?
Would you believe me if I said no?
I have no choice but to.
And I appreciate that. Look, I won't be gone long. I just need to take care of something really fast. And if I'm lucky, I'll be back meeting up with you all and, well, before the next cycle.
Let luck have nothing to do with it. Be better than the enemies that you will undoubtedly face.
Somehow that's actually helping right now, Zed.
Where should we meet you?
This is a familiar place, so worst case scenario, after you go and do whatever you get done, next cycle, this time tonight, or this time tomorrow, meet me here.
Very well.
All right. Well, and he kind of like huffs and adjusts his jacket a little bit. If there's nothing else.
Negative.
All right then. And he kind of swerves and gives you all a mock salute as he makes his way off. He doesn't appear like he's trying to rush. Barris always has this ability to kind of keep himself looking composed in situations like this. You've all spent enough time with him at this point that you can tell that there's a pep in his step. He is definitely moving with a little bit more speed in his shuffle. With that said, however, as the tavern otherwise moves, less busy as it was earlier, you wager you spent a few hours down there with our friend the High Overlord. You find yourselves, the three of you, with space to collaborate, coordinate, and I don't have a third C word, so we'll just pass the scene over to you guys, yeah? Have fun.
While our friend does his business, what shall be ours? There is to be silence, then it shall be contemplative. Understandable. But our direction must still be determined.
Well then, Zadkiel, do you have any ideas?
There are still many foes the Emperor has set our sights upon. The gangers here have more information, and we could certainly find our way into seeing it done and relieving the arbiters of their duties. Perhaps in combat you will find absolution from this concern that seems to be hanging over you.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who are in need.
Is the witch speaking?
Not to him.
Well, that's why I'm asking the. That's why I'm asking the sister, because he has no idea if you're saying anything.
No, that is actually completely in character.
Well then, do you have anything you'd like to weigh in on?
We still have a few things we need to investigate and things we need to look into. One of which being, well, we want to speak with the governor.
Speaking of the governor, is it just... I don't know that.
Well,
Who's also looking into the bombings.
Aria's definitely just sort of like, too many things have been said, and I'm definitely listening, but I'm also definitely not feeling too great, and just sort of... Yes, we do need to move on with our investigation even without Varus. My apologies, Lord Edgiel. The witch has mentioned that we should perhaps continue with the investigations without Varus, such as speaking with the governor, perhaps, or investigate the bombings.
The bombings were perpetrated by the gang. We go to the source, we stop the bombings. Perhaps it would be better to have one who is closely associated with this mind sink to give us insight into the goings-ons. Perhaps further information that could be useful to us could be ascertained. Well then, it's been decided. We head to the governor. And he gets up and he's gonna start going. Literally plodding off.
Speaking of things you mentioned just a few minutes ago, as you all watch Zad's large bulk heft up from the place you were all standing at and make his way forward, in the swipe across towards the door he's headed towards, all three of you would notice, speaking of arbitrage, there are a few in the bar. Nothing's happening. This isn't like an arrest or anything like that. They're just, a few of them just hanging out, having a couple of drinks. It almost wouldn't be noticeable if not for the fact that at least one or two of them have a sort of, well, I guess it's a purple ribbon about their sashes. In fact, the armor looks a little bit different too. The helmet's maybe a different pattern. The weapons look a little bit, you can't tell if it's nicer or just a bit more well kept. They look like enforcers, certainly, just a little bit different. Most notably being that purple sash.
So more like an honor guard rather than a civilian.
A very, very reasonable assumption, I think you would make.
Let me look at my skills real quick. There's no general Imperium knowledge stuff. Maybe I can make like a scholar check or some kind of.
I would say absolutely. I allow a scholar check here, and I think scholar is just still you that would be split off into different categories like scholar, Imperium, scholar, whatever.
Alright, I'll just do scholar. Let's come on. So I've got 2 icons, and that's it.
All right, with 2 icons. Zed, as you're scanning, honestly, even though you can't hear as you're not a part of the mind Skype right now, Lara's assumption is actually a pretty accurate one. Hard to tell because the Imperium is a place of a million worlds with a million different customs, but you wager with armor that looks that similar to the local Arbites while still being a little bit different here and there. These are probably perhaps either a private security or a personal honor guard kept by some sort of important individual.
Perhaps it'd be advantageous to see who they work for. Whoever is connected with this level of security is undoubtedly someone worth speaking to. At the very least, in regards to the politics of this area. Shall I engage in diplomacy, or would one of you?
Actually, speaking of, would Aria know anything about the sort of, I guess the whole, purple ribbon bit? Like, that seems like some sort of icon.
I will save you the role here. Aria, as someone who went to the Scholar Progenium, you would probably have about as much Imperial lore and knowledge built into your brain as Zadkiel does. And so again, it's there's the Imperium cultures and unique panoplies are all so different. None of them are coming up as an immediately recognizable, like, oh, this is obviously a symbol of this office or this position or whatever, or some other shit like that. But I would say you're probably, again, you're probably assuming there's some kind of honor guard or typical position. You'd wager the purple sash is probably a way to separate themselves from the normal enforcers or arbite.
Oh,
As a question though, as the three of you are making your way through and thinking about this, as you considering going to talk to these people, possibly, I don't know, is anyone already close enough to be at the door to this place?
Assume we'd be pretty close to it. It's our table pick, so.
Anybody else?
I think Aria took the same seat that you took last time with the tea order, and is probably sipping a very, very cold mug of.
Well, let me tell you, it still tastes just as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Lara, how about you?
I'm cool by a door. I'm good with that.
In which case,
That sounds like fun.
in which case, before you guys make your decisions to step out, separate, or do whatever, or go talk to these guards or whatever, Lara and Zad, both of you make a quick. Let's go ahead and say, I want to say I'll accept Scholar here. I'll also accept just like a general intelligence roll, or I'd also accept awareness.
Oh, I'll take awareness any day of the week.
Yes, please.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh damn! Although you also had problematic things happen too, so.
Mm-hmm. I do have a 1 on the Wrath die, but
Oh, I see it.
I have 2 icons, one of which is 6. So
Got it. Understood.
3 icons.
3 icons. All right. It's tough given the two of you don't talk. Well, to each other at least.
I know.
Aria's just about
So-
to get up. She just needs to finish her tea first.
So Zad, you go looking.
I will smash my hand against that fucking door until you open up.
Open that brain.
Fuck.
So, Zad, you are closer to the door, so you are looking around and kind of like seeing the outside. You're the one opening the door, so you're kind of looking out and seeing around. You're looking back at the arbitrates, at the sort of enforcers of some kind, wondering what's going on. It's difficult to put together. You're definitely, again, getting the same conclusion you were getting previously. Some kind of honor guard, pretty important individual. Who though? You kind of spark that curiosity that I wonder who they work for, and that's a bit of an errant thought that maybe just flips the crack of your brain walls a little bit. And while there's no obvious communication between the two of you, Lara, as you're thinking that along the same lines, you're looking at the guard and then looking outside and noticing that while the layout of this hive is decently similar to some of the other mind sink hives, like hives she's been in, you didn't really notice it before because you weren't looking up too often. There are a few like banners, ribbons, like long streaming, like flowing tapestries hanging from different rafters and buildings, and a good chunk of them are in that same purple color.
Who's the current reigning governor for the Sea Primus?
that
yeah,
Like, who's the
That
current
would be the
position of
fancy
power?
lady.
that
One
would be-
Hata Nursalv.
Yeah. Whom we have to go talk to.
Mm-hmm.
One of the conservatives.
The traditionalist
Yep.
who who has a thing with what's his face, the dead guy.
A thing
Had a thing.
with Orme Uten.
Yeah, well, he had a head. So,
Yeah.
You could say he lost his head.
could say he needs some.
You could say a lot of things about him, but maybe a lot of those might be insensitive to the dead guy.
Uh,
Unclear. We'll go ask his orphan again.
true.
Hey, are these offensive to your dad? We were just rattling him off in the
Really?
ride over here.
Really irritated. Roll 20 won't load for me, so I can't access any of the frickin' files.
Oh,
Interesting. Try a reload, see if that helps.
I've been doing it off and on for the last like 10 minutes, and it won't load the page at all.
Well, frick.
It's
But yes,
fine.
the
I'll
current,
just ask.
but it's fine. I have no problem answering. Yes, the current ruling governor of C Primus is Kata Nursolv, who Arya did mention correctly, is in fact one of the traditionalists.
Got it.
Yes.
So it's a reasonable assumption that they're probably her guard.
Yeah. 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 I don't know why I said that so dejectedly, but I just feel like that was the right way to go about that. But yes,
Fair.
that's absolutely.
Share
So go ahead,
my
please.
insight. I'm just saying I'm gonna share my insight with Aria, and she can share it with Zadkiel because he refuses to join the Skype call.
oh dear. Oh dear.
I need to draw Laura in the frickin' let me in fence rattle meme. Man.
True, true, true. So, Arya, you are shared the mental information that Lara's belief is that the Purple Sash enforcers are likely the private guard of Kata Nursal, the Hive Governor, who, correctly, as y'all mentioned, you were trying to speak with.
So
Typing. Aria is going to finish her shitty tea. And up, head towards Zadkiel without really. I guess she's going to actually sort of take a look around the bar room. She wasn't really paying that much attention to it. And just, I guess, assess them. Like, what's the equivalent of like a vibe check in?
I would say that's also an awareness roll.
Oh, I am terrible at it, but let's go for it. Can't do that horribly, can I? Oh shit, I can.
Well,
I got
one icon, 2 icons total because you also rolled an icon on your rat die.
Oh, alright. Icons.
So,
3 is pretty good.
so as your general vibe you're getting is that, well, I don't know how familiar you'd be with taverns or bars, Aria, given you're growing up in Scalapagenium your entire life for the most part, and then being on the battlefield for the rest of it. But it's a bar. So in general, most of the people here are pretty relaxed. The guards aren't, again, no one here is being shaken down or arrested right now. Most of the arbiters who are here are at least an overall relaxed position. This is the place where they're not necessarily on their guard or trying to present that same position of power and authority. Although all of them still absolutely have their auto shotguns on them and making it very clear they still have them present. So it's not like they're off duty or standing down per se.
Like nothing suspicious. It's just sort of like a hey, we're like off shift kind of vibe.
Pretty much just hanging out, grabbing a drink before they go back on patrol or something. Who knows?
Anything else like any details I can pick out on the Arbiters specifically? or just that's it?
I would say the biggest thing you're noticing is that the individuals with the purple sash are not hanging out or interacting much with the other Arbites enforcers who do not have the sashes, the sort of normal-looking enforcers you've been seeing in all the other hives. They are very cliquey, very keeping to themselves, very much a. You don't know if there's tension, an animosity, a jealousy, a rivalry. Hard to tell, but there's definitely a very much a we don't fuck with them kind of vibe between the two groups. That's, I think, the biggest insight you get outside of, you know, other things you've already managed to pick up.
Okay. Arya's gonna eventually make it to the doorway and just sort of, I guess, join the group. I think she'll like. You can hear things at like low levels, so I think Arya's gonna like whisper under her breath, which is sort of the witch thinks that they're likely part of the governor's security detail.
If they're here, she may be nearby. Or unguarded.
That's maybe problem.
Can I maybe make an awareness roll to see this general level if there's anything going on that might indicate a person of importance is nearby somewhat?
Absolutely.
Okay. 3.
3 icons. It's hard to tell, given that your primary experience with the important individuals on this planet was the absolute bevel of a crowd surrounding, or bevy of a crowd surrounding Ormeudan. There's nothing like that in your immediate vicinity. There's no big crowd or anything like that. What you would notice, or what you would sort of be, in fact, given the fact that you don't see any other like guard detail, and in fact that you've operated a guard position before, you've guarded an important individual on missions plenty of times. You know, if you were having to guard someone who was around here, where you would stand, what positions you and your squad mates would hold. You can see it in your head. In fact, you're probably imagining an old mission where you've done something similar on a planet like this. And given that assumption, you wager there is not anyone of urgent importance here. In fact, I'd say with the three icons, do you think it might be a guard change? As in, like, a fresh group of individuals just got to wherever she actually is, and these guys just got off shift and are going off to go and get a quick drink for a while.
Right. All the more reason to find her quickly. The sooner we get that done, the better idea we have of what's truly going on here. And I'm gonna do my best to navigate towards finding her.
You know, the funny thing is, this is normally where I'd say, oh, you have a local who can show you around. But you don't anymore.
Doesn't mean we're out of tricks.
I mean, there is someone else amongst you who's been living on this planet for at least a decade.
Ruth. But also, I can just poke around in somebody's head and be like, hey, where the fuck was this guard change? Where is she at?
That too. Also an option. Also a valid option.
I'm gonna poke around in the guard's head and say, hey, where the fuck's she at?
You should go ahead and give me a psychic mastery roll one time.
Oh dear.
That would be a 6.
For 2 successes? Oh, 6 icons. Wow, okay. Yeah, sure, no
Yeah.
problem.
That's an overshot.
There's a guard. Yeah. There's a guard sitting at the bar who like puts their drink down and just slouches back fully, and they just have that full relaxed sigh. And you know humans are particularly mentally vulnerable in that moment, so you just flip right between 2 cracks in their very thin barrier, and you get a sense of, at the very least, where they came from. You can retrace some surface memories and retrace their steps. It's rough, and you might need a little bit of time to properly coordinate to make sure you're going the right way. But you're certain you can definitely at least get you guys going in the right direction. You might just need to keep your eyes up to make sure you know, looking for any obvious big-looking buildings.
through Aria, I will help guide. This is like
Blind
this is a very interesting dynamic we have going here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Blind leading the blind.
So, I'll leave you all in this moment to role play, interact as you will, as you guys are traveling through the streets of the long, the wide city. The Primus is, well, true to its name, largely processed for mining. As you're making your way, even as you're making your way back towards the elevator to ride through the levels, much of level 10 is dominated by large mining areas and a bunch of refining bays. In fact, distantly, you can still barely hear that whispering, the whispering clink and clatter of mine work being done from levels above and below you. As you are moving, I'll let you guys have the space to interact. Very quickly, though, can you all please roll me an awareness check?
Okay.
I do like me an awareness.
Oh boy.
One. One
Oh,
icon.
oh! Somehow with 3 dice I managed to roll all of them 6s.
Yeah,
Ooh,
six of five and a
that's icon?
6 of 5 and a 6.
Holy hell.
6 and 5 and 6, yeah. So that's how many successes? That's 5 successes, right?
3, 5. Yeah, 5. Lara. 4. All right. For now, freely roleplay. I will let you know if anything comes up when it's relevant. So, you find yourself moving through the streets. People, again, offer you the usual berth they do. Some offering eyes at the sort of strange aura looming around Lara, or at the large bulk of the blanketed individual behind the two of you, or in front of the two of you, wherever you want you to are placed. However, you have the scene to yourself to interact freely. Proceed.
Are you well, sister? Your mind seems not with you.
Just... distracted. I'm... sorry. Right. Are there any protocols that we should be concerned with before meeting the governor?
Not as I am aware. Each planet is its own different system. Imperial code is interpreted in a million ways. We have to be cautious and let ourselves be led somewhat, but we should stand firm. We have every right to be here, though revealing that may serve us potentially better. It varies. Her feelings on the perishment of Uten might complicate things.
Well, feelings get in the way of a lot of things, don't they?
I would not know. But that being said, we need to be at our peak awareness. So if there is anything you need to discuss or seek truth in, now is the time as we head forward. The Necron gave you news that has left you rattled. That is clear.
What infection? What corruption?
Indeed. Although I have never taken a Necron at his word. At the very least when I have found them. That was many years ago. But there is no taint of chaos that cannot be overcome with enough faith and determination, of which you are abundant. If you are stricken with some malignment of chaotic affliction, you will undoubtedly beat it, should you keep your heart and your mind in the right places.
Ew. Cannot help but wonder if this is perhaps my penance.
Thinking on this leaves your mind open. It should be resolute and locked, but you speak of penance. What would cause the good Emperor to leave you in such a state?
Did you ever hear of the Last Stand? My fellow sister's battalion. Nearby planet?
Alas, much of my effort and knowledge has been spent elsewhere. I have not been knowledgeable of the going-ons of the larger Imperium for some time. It is my greatest failure, among others.
No, I did not expect you to. It was perhaps in the grand scheme just something small, but damn heretics. We went there expecting to fight a war, to make a stand against rebellion, against the Emperor's name, and yet to fight. Those damn cultists, those heretics, they summoned a demon.
And you still live. Testament to your strength.
Testament to my failure.
You live, and I assume a demon no longer plagues the mortal realms. Where is the failure in this?
Coward. A voice says in the corner of your brain, Aria. He will kill you.
I have a question.
I have an answer, I hope.
Do I also hear the demon?
I don't think you hear it, but there's a... You know that feeling you get when you faintly smell something really gross from far enough away that it's not like right in your nose, but you can still kind of taste the edge of it, and you're like, oh, something real gross is over there distantly.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting that feeling, but in your brain.
Mm. Oh. Okay.
It wasn't once. Swarm, it was chaos and suffering, and I may have been the last. I may have been the one to live, but I don't know why I survived and everyone else died.
You think that is a sign of your weakness? That you've been cursed with life?
We all charged in. We all fired. We all My sisters, every last one, did not hesitate.
Did you do your duty, sister?
Did.
Then you did not hesitate.
You wanted to run. You should have ran. Coward.
Enough. They died. That is all there is to it. Now, I will fight and hunt down every last one of those heretics. The last thing I do.
It is no shame to survive where others fell. It offers us a chance at redemption. Though that be a curse in some eyes, that weight to bear. If you're strong enough, you will see it through.
But would it be enough?
It is not for me to say. That is something between you and the ever-knowing and ever-loving Emperor. Perhaps only in death does duty end. But we must fight, for our cause is just. And there are many who rely on us. Puts a hand on your big hand on your shoulder. I imagine it's kind of gauntleted a little bit too. I too failed. I too must make sacrifice and be dissatisfied with how I am. Even now, I feel the Emperor's judgment upon me. When I asked if you would be willing to put me down should I lose myself, that was no hyperbole, no fear of a chaotic taint, but a fear of another test of the Emperor that I may not be strong enough to overcome. But we can face it. We will both carry this weight and and glow as shining beacons to the rest of the Imperium, redeeming both of our chapters' names.
Well then. Together or not at all.
A fine way to view all of humanity's struggles.
Well then. And I think Aria is going to pull out her hymnal book again and just completely ignoring hers. Our Eldari friend is going to flip through the first earmarked hymnal. This was her lieutenant's name, a dead lieutenant, but let's start off with a hymn to Sister Catherine. I will dedicate this one to her name then. And just in the middle of the street is going to start singing.
As Aria begins professing in the middle of a busy street in a impoverished mining colony on a dirt world somewhere in the corner of the Imperium. Lara, it's right at the moment you notice you need to instruct your guides, or instruct people your guide to turn left.
Clear her throat and just tap on Aria's shoulder and direct them.
Without
Oh.
even pausing, is just like gonna like on the ball of her foot turn left and keep singing. And it's just join me, brother.
But in the time during the conversation, they're having their conversation, I would like to do a thing.
Oh.
It's mostly just studying, because the Necron did mention warp corruption around Aria, so I want to pay a little bit more attention to that, and I kind of want to study it, behavior, the warp behavior around Aria. Pay a little bit of attention to that funky smell when the demon's talking to her.
Give me another one of those sexy ass Cynicians rolls, please.
How does 5 icons sound?
We like 5 icons. So, with 5 icons, what's the difficulty number for Cynicians is like 3, right?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. I'll look at it later. Don't worry about it. Look it up. Let me know later. But with 5, you're easily able to kind of hone in. And the first thing you notice as you hone in so much first is around that flicker, that flare that is Aria's psychic presence. All living beings have presence in the warp. Most living beings do. And just around Aria's, you can feel something inky and black slingering its claws around the corners of her soul. It's not a thing you've seen often, but you know it happens enough in mortals that you've seen it happen, that you've encountered it once or twice. And this is the early stage of demonic possession. There is something else in Aria's soul, something that wants to pull her down and take over what is her flesh. Sound familiar?
Yeah, familiar enough that I don't like it.
In his divine name, callback, you fuck.
Ahaha! That didn't happen to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're
Anyway.
fine. Nothing happened to you.
Now the question is, how do I deal with it?
Funny thing. So, in your experience with the Neverborn, with the creatures of the warp, the things you know as, well, you understand that entreating with them is a foul mistake that only the most foolish of Monkai and other species make. Plenty of things bargain with them. Several worship them. You know it is faulty. You know it is fallacy. Because once a warp being had its tendrils in you, once you have succumbed to a single, incredibly human moment of emotion, there really isn't any chance, as far as you know. Powerful enough souls, strong enough wills can fight it back, perhaps maintain control of themselves for longer. You have never seen someone undo demonic corruption. Sometimes not even in death.
Tragic.
I mean, if you think Laura would have the idle thought of, how do I help? There is one thing you could say she thinks of. It's not a good thing, and it's not a thing I think she wants to think about. But there is something.
I think it's a passive
And I'll-
thought that you would have.
Then I will be shooting you a DM sometime very soon.
Okie dokie.
Following that, a couple of points. Quick check-in. Zad, are you armored?
Yes, under all my clothes. I believe I was still armored when we saw Trazen.
Aria, same?
Is walking, I think, maybe half armored. Is not really like in her full battle suit, but is still definitely got like tabards on. I think she's like got like a, what do you call it? A disguise thrown on top, but it's definitely not
Okay.
hiding
Yeah.
much.
No. Good point of order. I want you guys to know this. Spent a ruin point. Just know that. That's all you need to know.
Oh boy.
Wait, what? What's a
And
real point?
third, so the same thing you
The
guys have
fuck with you
glory,
guys
I have
point.
ruin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's the fuck with you guys points. Or the cover up my own fuck ups or bad dice rolls. I won't tell you which one I used it for in this case. What's more important though, third thing, those awareness rolls from earlier. As you are rounding this corner, as you are slowly approaching, several of the buildings in this colony are large, imposing, I guess, brutalist bulks of square, rock-free, and small cutout windows. You are approaching what looks to be, as you finally make your way back to the elevator and make your way up, and start to make your way up. You know you need to head back to the top, to the first level where you entered at, as it's where the administrative complex is for this main building. As you enter the elevator, Aria, you would swear someone in the mass of humanity moving left and right across the streets, you would swear someone keeps their eyes on the group of you just a little bit longer than they maybe should.
Doesn't pause in her singing, but I think as the elevator doors closes, I think she'll stop it. Are we being watched?
See something.
Thing. In fact, actually, would that see I know you said it's like just like a lingering stare for too long, but like can like is that like sort of like a track of like, hey, like weird, like is that like weird as in like, oh hey, it's the weirdo kind of stare, or like the, oh shit, somebody's actually like paying attention to us?
I think you're halfway between like, yeah, no, I'll say this solidly. You're solidly in the someone paid attention to the three of you as you got in the elevator / they've been, they looked at you as you made your way in. Now, is that just you are three kind of weird looking people, one of you much bigger than the others, walking into the obvious looking elevator? Possibly. Is that something more? Maybe. Again, it seemed like it was just a little bit longer than a casual "what's up over there" stare. So I would say if your thought is like, are we being watched? I think you're on the line between yes and no for that, even for yourself.
Well, I think we should be. There's no one else in the elevator with us?
Few people in there. The elevator this is the main transit between the levels of the city. There's plenty of, I'd say maybe a dozen or so people who are in the elevator, but it's a large spacious elevator. Like, it's not like a one on Earth. It's massive. You can fit a couple of things in this thing.
So I think in our I guess little corner, just should perhaps be on our guard.
Of course. It'd be silly not to. And he's gonna just check that that new toy he got from Scarab Father.
Grandfather.
Sand Daddy. What's library dad?
No,
My
no,
fucking God.
leave it at two. Leave it at two.
Okay. What Kame threes? Anyway, but yeah, he's like under his coat, just like holding that at the ready,
Hmm?
kind of getting the feel for it still.
Oh. Hmm. Laura, I feel like I want to briefly tap in with you as we kind of monitor our way through the elevator ride towards the administrative complex. As we kind of make our way through here before we get a brief cutaway scene, just kind of brief look into your brain overall. Where are you at?
Taking a step into the mind, I think of it as if you're standing in a vast open space, and around you are these floating imagery and bits of text, and around you are connected strings. And you're moving from one place to another, connecting these things to one another. And right now she's just kind of standing in the middle, tapping her foot, trying to figure out how some of these things connect. And right now, what's in front of her is the governor, because that's where we're on track to. We're heading to the governor. And right next to it is a picture of Orme and Orme's son. And she's just kind of puzzling through that. And of course, there's also a bit of a ways off. You see her find something and drag it over. It's a mysterious cloaked figure in shadow. It's like, and then where do you factor into all of this? And if this was a file, it'd be code Psyker. This is the mystery Psyker that she hasn't found yet. So this is kind of where our thoughts are in the moment.
I think we sit in Lara's sort of mental palace, observing this investigation board in her brain, putting these pieces, all these small individual facts and clues, the bombings, Traven, the Tomb World, the Corsairs, Orme's dealings with them, every other bit of information you have here, piecing all this together. I think you said it perfectly. Your brain is centering on obviously a few missing pieces, the assassin, why is Orme dead? Who did it? What's going on there? Secondly, is this mysterious other Astartes mentioned by Trazen. And the third thing is this Psyker. And I think as you kind of have that consideration, you know that the moment you piece these together more, the moment these pieces connect, this will all begin to make sense. As we separate from that space, we cut our way to the three of you, no longer the elevator, but instead, after a walk we won't bother showing on the camera here, approaching a large, massive brutalist building. It is imposing. Large blocks and chunks stick out in sort of rows, indicating separations of perhaps levels or other more fortified fortified areas. The structure overall is perhaps about 12, 13 stories. It is large. Most of this hive is subterranean, thus this is one of the more prominent buildings you'll see present here. However, emblazoned and engraved across the front of it on its largest level, proud and perhaps recently detailed to make it more fresh, is the Imperial Aquila. Two banners hanging on either side of it in that same purple that you saw on the banners and on the guards. There are a few people who are outside of the building. I wouldn't call it a crowd as much as I would say just, a gathering of individuals who are waiting to sort of see what's going on. Though, none of them appear to be entering the building, largely because there are two Arbites guards, not purple sashed ones, normal Arbites guards, outside of the building who have their shock malls at the ready over their shoulders and are holding their hand out, clearly indicating that they're not letting anybody in.
Seems our way will be barred. What do you judge to be the best path? I suggest using our inquisitorial signs to gain access, as we have done in the past. But I feel the eyes of Barris on me, suggesting that we think things through.
I feel like I am physically getting hit by the ghost of Barris saying, "Don't do it."
It's like this fucking.
I'm getting the exact opposite feeling. I'm being completely honest here.
True. I mean, listen, y'all could do it. I'm just briefly imagining like Zadkiel being like, "We should use our badges," and like snap cut to like Zadkiel's like upper head and shoulders amid like a galaxy, while a faint image of Barris floats by. Don't do stupid shit. He just goes back in. Perhaps maybe that is unwise.
Well, there is a crowd. There's a semi-crowd outside, right? Can I don't know, just take a look at them, get the vibe? Like, do they look like administratum workers who are not being let back into the building, or are they just like regular citizenry?
You would wager
Mostly regular
citizenry. There are a couple of them who look like they have, like, I'd say maybe more, I wouldn't say fancier, but slightly more snuffed up outfits. Maybe they're like managers of certain areas of the mine or otherwise refining area engineers. But overall, these are regular citizens overall in a crowd. And while some of them are like talking with the arbitrators, some of them, one or two of them might even be shouting at them. Overall, it doesn't seem like the crowd is too angry.
I think I'm gonna, Aria's going to, Opal isn't here to tell us if this is strange or not, so I suppose I'll just have to ask. And Aria's just gonna march right up to the closest person in the crowd and go, "What is something going on?"
Older femme-presenting individual turns their head around, their gray hair slicked back in several cornrows, their face dark and an ebon tan, mottled with age and a hard life in the mines, looks and says, "Same deal it's been for the past few days. Damn Hive Governor ain't letting nobody speak to her personally. And let me tell you," she kind of waves at the crowd, "people got grievances."
Sorry, I just finished traveling here, is that... Just came from Mysig, remind me again which Mysig we just came from?
You guys just left, you guys actually just left, Mindsync B Quatris.
Okay, the one with Grant, not Orme.
Hansa.
Granza. Okay, so it's like, sorry, we've just left Mindsync B Primus. Haven't caught up with any of the, well, local news, as it were.
She kind of folds her arms and says, "No, can't say it's all that regular, honestly. Won't lie, Nurse Alva's among the more responsive of the big ups around here. Usually if people come with even small things, you gotta at least put an attendant on it sometime soon. But what, all this recent shit? Bombings, a governor dead, fuel shortages, people going missing, and, well, He's just saying nothing. Keep everybody out. Don't make no fucking sense to me.
Not seem in character for the governor.
Putting it lightly.
Well, that's... I'm concerned. Perhaps they may let, well, I am a qualified, and, Aria is a qualified Medicaid. Perhaps they might, need some assistance. I would hope not.
Best of luck to you.
Well, if I can get any news, perhaps I will drop by and air your grievances if you have any.
Her admittedly steely gaze softens a fair bit at that. First into confusion, and then into just a general, more relaxed expression. I don't know if you heard about it, if it's happening in other hives, but a lot of people are going missing. My cousin, over in A Secundus, mentioned, well, at least 3 people at her school just disappeared. Another guy I know said 4 of his mine workers just stopped showing up suddenly. And last week, my cousin disappeared.
We'll hope that it has not befallen anyone else soon. I will pray for your family. And she will offer I guess a benediction to her and her missing cousin.
Her face slides back into slight confusion. Well, thank you. It's awful kind.
We do what we must for the Emperor, for you, people of the Imperium.
And she kind of like starts to move off on her way, but just kind of as she mumbles away, just all that talk like that, you think you're a sister or something.
Aria's not gonna say anything about that, but she is going to come back to Zadkiel and Lara, who is not dead. Are Lara even giving us your name yet? I don't think you've given us your name yet. So,
Has Lara given you her name?
You've given the name Lara, but not your real name. You just heard her boyfriend say it.
fair enough.
Lara
So-
has said her name. She's
Oh no, it's true. You have.
yeah, because Barris made her say it.
Oh, but no,
yeah,
but
right.
right, but you only said it to Barris, not the rest of us, right?
I think everyone was present for it,
Oh,
except
okay.
for Zadkiel. Zadkiel wasn't in the Skype call.
Zadkiel was in the Skype call. That's fair. Well,
Kale's always tied.
well, I hope you don't mind if I continue calling you Lara because I
That's
can't
fine.
remember it. And
That's
also
fine.
because it's Zeno's name. And sorry, I'm not pronouncing that.
That's rude. That's xenophobic as fuck.
Yes.
I am
You
Zeno.
don't mind if I don't sell you my... Hey, think you're cool, but hope you don't mind if I won't sell you my name with your filthy fucking Xenos name. We're cool now, don't worry about it.
Nope. Aria is definitely still xenophobic. Sorry. But yeah, so she'll head back up to Zadkiel and Lara. I can't pronounce. I've already forgotten it. I'm sorry. And it appears that the governor has not allowed anyone to see her in several days, which is uncharacteristic of her. In fact, several people in this hive have gone missing, enough for it to be significant. And she looks at the crowd. Only hope that the governor's not one of them. I would not be surprised if, well,
I will see the truth of this. And he's gonna start trudging up.
Oh Lord, he's coming.
Oh
Like-
lordy, come.
please, brother, let me see if I cannot gain entrance through more subtle means. At least not without revealing our connections to the Inquisitor. And I think Aria's gonna straight up like pull on her sister's robes, and I guess if you want to walk up.
All right, Zad's walking up. Arya's doing a gear change and walking up. Lara, what are you up to?
I guess I am joining them in this nice little trio. Looking normal and inconspicuous as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Totally human looking right now.
Totally human looking. I look the most human out of them here. Which is
That's-
hilarious if you think about it.
You are the most normal looking person in this group right now, actually, low key. That's accurate, actually. True. As you are walking and in one case armoredly stomping up towards the two guards at the door, they push their hands a bit further and just, whoa, easy. Hive Governor hasn't seen anybody. You and your large friend are gonna have to wait here. Or go home. Also totally an option. No one's taking that these days.
My apologies, Arbite, but I am Sister Aria Yun Kantor of the Sisters of of the Order of the Argent Dawn. With me are my escort, and I wish to offer my services to the governor. May we speak?
The Arbite quirks his armored head. And I'm Delma Corvey. I live a couple blocks down, and I think my wife's making stew tonight. Why the fuck's that important? And he gets cut off by the other Arbite leaning over and smacking the back of his head. Moron! She's a sister. So what, I got sisters? No, like one of the important ones. And he... Oh, shit. Oh, hell. Look, it's above our pay grade. He's, and they kind of just nudge their heads and slide slowly. Immediately, the moment they move backwards, a bunch of people who were already amongst the crowd begin trying to move forward. So they step forward behind, past the three of you, and begin to push that crowd back, letting the three of you make your entrance.
My thanks.
They're a little bit busy yelling at and possibly about to beat a crowd of people.
Alright. I guess we're heading in?
Yep, going right in.
I hope the old lady's
Alright.
already gotten out.
So, let's do it like... Nah, we got it. We're rocking this one. You know what? Yeah, let's rock it out. Let's rock it out like this. So, as you all step into the front door, you find that the front desk is currently not empty, but understaffed. It looks like there's several people who just aren't bothering, or either are not present at the front of the establishment, or they're just not here, not working. In fact, it's overall pretty quiet in here. An attendant sees you all and just, hello, sorry, the Hive Governor is not taking any guests right now.
Incorrect.
Excuse me?
I am a sister of the Order of the Argent Shroud. If you could please pass a message to the governor, and see if she has some time to see us.
You can see that, as you mentioned your status, the individual does hesitate several times. I am sorry, sister, but the Hive Governor is not currently taking any appointments or other engagements.
If you could tell her that we would like to offer our assistance with the investigation of the death of Orme Utun, that would be appreciated.
Yes, just one moment then. And as she sort of turns to a terminal and sort of grabs a small earpiece and puts it up to her ear and presses the button. Could you all quickly make me an awareness roll based on hearing?
Oh boy. My terrible awareness rolls.
Ooh, there you go. Wrath die is a 6, so that's also very good.
I got 3 icons, but I also got a 0. I got a 1 on the wrath die.
I'm gonna add 1 to my glory.
All right. In which case, as you are, so you see her pick up the, or sorry, excuse me, you'll see them pick up the earpiece and wait for a moment. Yes, someone wishes to speak with the madam. They claim business of assistance. Sister of an order, actually. Yes, from the Scala. Yeah, yes, of course. I'll pass that information along. Yes, of course. Thank you. They hang up and turn him back and say, "I have passed that information along, and the Hive Governor will be starting to contact you if she's capable at your earliest convenience. I'm sorry that I can't offer you more currently." Zad and Lara, you only heard a ringing tone on the other end the entire time, with your enhanced hearing. One of you from not being human, and the other one from, well, not being human. Yeah, no one ever picked up that line.
Just going to reach down, like lean forward on the desk, which at this point is probably like basically he's bending over to get his hands down. You will deal with us fairly, or we shall return the favor and act in deception and mistrust.
They fully lean all the way back into their seat as far as they can. Go right on ahead, please.
Gives him a smile. Your assistance is appreciated, citizen. Stands back up.
They don't lean back up from their seat until you are out of eyesight.
I think. You said it. Wait, Zadkiel said deception, so it's just. Is there something wrong?
We have secured our way forward. Do not trouble yourself with minor deceptions such as this.
All that they say very faintly is, "It wouldn't feel very right to say."
Sorry, can you repeat that?
It wouldn't feel very right to say.
We're doing your best. Thank you for your assistance.
They slowly nod, still kind of fear-stricken from the large armored bulk that just leaned down in front of them, even if covered in blanket. Anything else before you all move forward? Well, we'll get to the fun part, shall we? Traveling through the large halls of the building, you notice that they are largely empty. There are not many people working here. An attendant here, a data clerk there, a servitor working a small lift or an access port here or there. But it's scarce. Very scarce. And quiet. And as you make your way up the many long, winding floors, you eventually come across the top floor, where only a single, several offices and doors are there. One lies larger than the others at the end of the main hall. You assume that is, of course, the Hive Governor's office. There is an attendant desk in front of it. You would that's for a secretary or a meeting keeper or someone, maybe even a guard to keep access there. No one's there.
See if I can try to access the attendant's desk?
A normal desk. There doesn't seem to be a data terminal or anything there other than a comms link, so you wager for probably inside the office. Other than that, there is some personal effects, a picture, a few thrown gelt, as far as, like money goes. Nothing serious. Looks like whoever works this just isn't here today.
But like, so like it doesn't look like so it looks like the desk has been touched recently, but not like just not today.
If you had to guess, not in several days.
That's a problem. Well, we've already had an issue apparently with people not showing up for work, but several days for an attendant to be missing is...
It could very well be that the attendant is outside amongst those who've also been spurned. I'm opening the door. I say that both in character and out.
All right. While Zad's method acting, anybody stopping him, or y'all just gonna open the door?
I mean, I'm sincerely hoping people aren't just missing, but okay. There's no other electronic terminals on here or nothing, just a regular desk, all items taken?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's not suspicious at all. Alright. Anything else I can glean from just like, I don't know, administratum shenanigans?
I'd say nothing too important. If you would like, actually, make me an awareness roll. While you're doing that, hold the result until I come back to you. Lara, what are you doing before as Zadkiel walks up to the door?
I am going to do some psychometry.
What are you looking for?
So that power is getting a glimpse of the past, an area where an emotional outburst has occurred. So I'm taking a look and seeing if maybe something has happened here that has caused some distress.
Go for it.
It's a 4.
All right, and I'm assuming difficulty number for that power is under 4?
It is 4 exactly, so.
Perfect. Well, with 4 exactly, you feel out the rough past of this area here, stretching your mind out and seeking emotion. Thankfully, sensing out warp presence and emotion is incredibly similar. So as you feel this for the strands of the immaterium for something here, the thing you encounter primarily is, I would say, apprehension, confusion in some cases, but all around this building, all around the various floors here where people work at different data points and access points, there's an apathy, not an apathy, an apprehension and a confusion amongst some. Whatever is going on here, clearly a lot of people don't really fully know what's going on. They just... What you don't get, though, is any sense of real danger. You're picking up some small surface thoughts. Some people saying like, does this have something to do with the assassination? Are we okay? Is there a bomb threat? What's happening? This is all from perhaps roughly a week ago in the past. Not even a week ago. A few days. Does not feel like there's any immediate danger in the area, though.
No sense of danger, maybe some signs of apprehension or surface level fear. I shift my focus to maybe sense out and see if there's anybody in the office beyond.
Without
There's a
having to
presence
roll
there.
again. Without having to roll again, there are indeed living souls, a few of them, in the office.
Okay.
5, roughly, you could say.
I'm going to forewarn Aria so that she can warn reveal that there are 5 people in the office before he opens the door and gets us in
My
trouble.
lord, there are 5 people ahead of us.
Pauses and stops, and then he'll just have a hand in his cloak. Then ready yourself. This may be more than it appears.
Well, I'm already in full sister gear, so...
I open the door.
As you open the door, you all see a large, massive, you would call it an office or an administrative complex in today's world, but it's huge, almost cathedral-like. The ceiling's high above your heads. A half-glass dome painting the back of the office, showing the sprawl of some of the city around, although the windows are tinted. There are several stations, data terminals, desks, and places where you assume attendants, scribes, other individuals will be working. Most, if not all of them, are empty. In fact, this room is pretty much empty, with the exception of a few things. 4 Arbites enforcers, dressed in that modified gear and with the purple sash around them, with their shotguns ready, 2 of which immediately, because they are right by the door, turn to look at the 3 of you as you enter, and don't necessarily raise their weapons, but half ready them. And 2 more behind a large, mostly wooden, which you think is surprising given the way this planet operates, desk. Sitting in that desk is an individual none of you have seen, but with the exception of data slates given to you by your Inquisitor. A sort of dour looking, although smaller in size, you would almost say frail, but the look on her face carries so much power, so much expression, that there's no word you could use like that to describe someone like this. Her dress is fine, regal, golden shoulders overtipping a blue uniform. She cuts her head up, quirks an eyebrow, doesn't immediately jump into distress or anything, but does look at you all and just... You tell someone no visitors and you would expect that to be upheld. As you were all visited, or seeing, Hive General, or Hive Governor, Tata Neural Solve. To what do I owe the pleasure? Morforth, who are you?
Sister Aria Yun, the Order of the Argent Shroud. I would say it is a pleasure, but there are several people outside with grievances.
I am
It
aware.
appears that you perhaps might be in need of assistance.
Your assumptions are incorrect, sister. I thank you for your consideration, but those matters will be attended to. The people of the city are anxious, concerned. There are many things troubling them. Many things troubling all of us. Their concerns will be met in time. I have matters to attend to. Matters that have required my focus. Hence, why I asked not to be bothered.
Your citizens have been concerned for you.
Their concern is unwarranted.
Your people are going missing.
She leans backwards some. Disappearances are happening all across the hive. All across the planet. I am aware of this. Arbitrator's teams across the planet are investigating. We have suspects. We have leads.
If you have leads, we can offer our assistance to help you, Governor. You're concerned. It does not appear as if you've left in days. Can Aria just do like a quick like medical check of see if she's like in health, like in a...
Yes, go ahead and roll Medicaid. While you're doing that, let's pop over to the other 2. Anybody else doing anything? Looking about the room, checking anything, doing anything?
I'm looking over the Arbites and just kind of like trying to give the best look. You can take the shot, but I assume it's going to come out of your paycheck when it eventually does nothing. Vibes, and kind of waiting for a bit of time to maybe cut in because his patience for this game of deception is falling rapidly as it seems to not be getting us anywhere.
All right. Well, as you become a bratty child, Lara, what's happening with you?
I am listening to the conversation between her and Aria, but I am also doing some mind probing with the governor. Just kind of going down past that surface level thought, see if there's any more information that she could be giving up that she isn't. Like how this first. Yeah.
Did you find the the difficulty number for Signations, by the way?
I did not.
Then find that for me. Find it. Actually, I'll find it. You roll. I'll find it. You roll. Don't stress it.
Oh, by the way, that's an 8 with 1 on the wrath die.
Got it.
I have a 5 with a 6 on the wrath die.
Understood. All right. So, we'll start with Aria here. Getting a once over of her sort of like general vibe, without being able to get closer to her, you can't really tell too much. But looking at her over once over, she's definitely showing signs of stress. Probably showing at least a couple signs of, I won't say exhaustion or insomnia, but she's definitely not getting the best sleep. Yeah, I think that's mostly what you're getting. I'll leave it there. Lara,
in this case, for this one, I think the DN says it's willpower.
Okay, cool.
So I think for
it's their willpower. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Noted. Let me check that real quick, because fun fact, she has numbers.
Numbers.
Cool. Perfect. Okay, cool. So, Laura, as you delve in, trying to sense if she's holding anything, most you get digging past surface memories as you sort of dig into more of who this woman is, her time going over this planet. You can sense that there's truth in her words. She has been busy with so much as far as the bombings and figuring out what's going on with those things. She's been busy with a lot, and she's absolutely putting a lot of that weight on herself. It does seem like recently she has closed herself off more and said like, no, I'm doesn't like, I'm getting this done, like fuck off, I'm buckling down on this. The biggest thing I think you're getting from, she's not lying to you all, although you do get the sense that she's definitely not telling you all everything she's feeling. But you do get the sense this is the kind of woman who does that, who does the stone face, I'm on the job, I'm getting shit done, I'm not gonna let you see me sweat kind of vibe. That's the immediate sense you're getting. There's something, how do I express this? There's something else I think you feel in her presence, something else you sense in her, in that probe through, something else that you kind of feel. I don't think it catches your eye immediately because it's not something that, like, because souls are unique, but I think you're noticing that there is more to her than meets the eye, I think, as far as her persona and what she's giving off goes. Sorry if that's vague.
It's okay. I'll noodle on it.
So as you mentioned that she's not taking care of her health and that her people are concerned, she's just, Sister, I appreciate your concern for my medical attendants, but trust me that my staff is doing everything they can to ensure my health, even to my own annoyance. Matters to be attended to. You are a sister. Serving the people of the Imperium is absolutely your goal, and I appreciate your assistance in wanting to do that. But frankly, managing this hive and its matters are mine.
And I can respect that. Forgot her name again. But Governor, we also come bearing some news from Primus. Mindsync, shit, what Primus is it? A.
Mm-hmm. What of it then?
The assassination of Ormayun.
She takes a second, stops. She's been writing on a data pad or scrolling with a small stylus over a data pad this entire time. She stops. Did you think I was not aware of that?
No, but we were there in the crowd, and perhaps we can give you some more detail.
You were there.
We were just about to speak with him.
And she quirks up. Regarding?
Well, we were there to have a chat with Ormayun about, well, and I think, Aria is going to just mention, we were chatting about the missing tithes. Fortunately, before we could speak with Ormayun, and perhaps see what he made of this whole mess. Well, as you already know, he died. But
She looks at you all, cutting you off. Inquisition. Why am I not surprised?
Arya's not going to confirm or deny. She's just going to mention. Well, as part of our investigation, we believe the assassin may have been Astartes.
That actually cracks her a little bit. Her facade briefly shifting as she quirks an eyebrow very far. On what basis do you believe this?
And we were close enough to see. Well, his head was blown entirely off. The distance, the angle of the shot. Very few people would be able to manage a shot with a gun of that make.
She shifts her eyes over to Zadkiel. Is that true then?
Indeed. What would need to be the effect of the round would lead it to believe a bolt rifle. Something
And she leans
no
back.
ordinary assassin would be able to acquire or use from that distance.
She leans back. Well, right from the Astartes' mouth.
You know us then.
I know you. Now.
is as the sister has said, then. A chaos chapter has found root on your planet. They are taking actions against you and your people, those you once called allies. And you have made yourself, you besieged yourself with the common folk.
She closes in. No, this hypothesis of yours is not only incredulous, it is also preposterous. What business would an Astartes chapter have with a dead world like this, let alone a traitor? You speak in nonsense and you have no evidence nor proof for your claims. You are wasting my time. Leave my office.
That you doubt my authority shows your strength of character. But I implore you to reconsider this course of action. We have found evidence of Eldari and Necron activity on this planet.
Curious, then, not that I know what a Necron is, that you mention an Astartes and an Eldari when I'm looking at an Astartes and an Eldari.
Your accusations can only go so far here.
As can her disguise. She looks over at you, Lara.
We are members of the Inquisition, and our activities here have been monitored and overseen by our High Inquisitor. Should you seek to find reports from him directly, then perhaps he will show you the same respect you have shown us.
He leans backward. She leans backward more. It seems to me, acolytes, that your investigation is already further along than any information that I could provide you. We have no business here. Leave.
What was your connection and understanding of Orme Uten's going-ons?
Leave.
He was connected to Eldari raiders. You are connected to him.
She slams her hands on the desk as hard as she can, screams, "Leave!" And you'll see several things on the desk begin to rattle.
Is this woman a psyker?
I don't know, maybe.
Am I getting the spooky sense? This woman is a psyker?
You are allowed to make a roll to figure that out. I would take either suspicious or awareness in this case.
Can I
get it on that awareness roll?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Spookiness.
Okay, one on the wrath die, but I've got I got 4 icons.
Ooh, not bad.
5, I think. Yeah,
5 icons.
Yeah, 5.
And not bad in both cases.
Got 4 icons.
Meanwhile, Aria is not going to roll awareness because I think it's kind of.
Yeah, see, here's the thing,
I just want
right?
to know if she's the psyker that I've been picking up on, okay? I just want to know that.
So, it's not easy to tell that much, given the role you got. The sort of fuzziness in the warp is the rampant emotion she's letting out right now and telling you all to leave, sort of disturbing a bit of your warp presence, which is human emotion shouldn't be doing that, but that's interesting. But between that and, well, Aria called it here, your role is high enough that you get the sense, not even to get the sense, yes, she's a psyker. And I think right there, let's go ahead and give ourselves the quickest little bit of a break, huh?
Sounds good.
Don't shut that so, friends, we'll be right back. Don't shut that dial or that browser. We'll see you all back here in just a few moments as, well, what's the way out of this one? Be back in a bit. Bye. We return to a tense scene in a large cathedral-like office as the Hive Governor, keep the general right, Hive Governor of C Primus, Kata Sol, slams her hands angrily on the table and instructs very loudly our Inquisitorial Taskforce to leave. Uncooperative is her demeanor, and her guards, noticing her anger, are all seeming much more tense and on edge. In fact, a few of them are already clearly clutching their combat shotguns just a little bit tighter. As we zoom back in on you all, the scene flashes back to you. What do you do?
Sokio is absolutely staring her down at this moment, like already having assessed the room.
Very well then. However, the citizenry have asked us to tell you that their people are missing. If you can direct us to any leads that you have on your missing citizens. They have waited for days for information. Anything that I can give them. Perhaps it'll at least disperse the crowd outside your building.
He looks to one of our to one of her guards and nods at them. My guard captain will assist you by passing you off any information we have fully relevant to the kidnapping. It is an active investigation, and our leads are thin, but we are following them. If that is all you are curious about, that information will be passed to you.
If there's any leads that you need to chase down right now that you don't have the manpower for, and Aria is going to look very pointedly at the empty desks.
She says, they were all sent home. I required the peace.
That is fair. But you do need people to investigate.
What I need, sister, is a space to continue my work. There's a city of thousands, hundreds of thousands that require my hand to ensure they don't go mad, what with bombings and kidnappings afoot. It is work I must do, and work I will do. I request only the space to do it in solitude.
Can your guard captain help us issue a statement to the crowd outside? They have been waiting for news.
She looks to him. The captain doesn't speak, but nods once to her. And then moves with one of his other compatriots out the door, sliding past Zadkiel's large armored bulk. One of them does, it's not a shoulder check, but it does kind of a bump against him. You don't move in the fucking slightest, obviously, but there was clearly a bit of a watch your back sort of a gesture as they slide by you all, leaving only two other guards in the room with just Kata. The door closes behind the two guards. Now then, if you were leaving, I was curious, however, about the Eldari in your presence. You've yet to answer for it.
I
Don't
guess.
see how it's any of her business.
Well, you certainly appear to be prodding all through mine lately. Oh, sorry, she wouldn't have heard that. Or would she have? Sorry.
Invading my Skype call.
Listen.
The butter sounds.
She got the invite code.
Yep. I think.
I've been hacked.
All my apes, all my Monkai are gone.
I think, wow, alright, she is part of our inquisitorial squad.
The squad investigating the kidnappings.
Squad investigating the planet and its disappearances. Yes. She's been an invaluable help.
I see. And you can see that there is a Laura, actually, I think you're the one who feels it the most as you're already sort of tuning towards her emotions. There is a desire to want to kind of relax attention in her. She just barely slikes her shoulders a little bit, as if she's maybe not concerned about something or considering not being concerned about something.
Poke in her head for a minute and say, is it safe to assume you're the one who's been keeping a watchful eye over Orme during his travels?
She responds in your mind. And a Psyker, too. She doesn't answer your question, though.
How else do you think I pulled off the disguise?
She sort of smiles, and you can see a sort of veil, or sort of feel a veil lifting about her presence as you are finally fully aware after your suppositions that, yes, this woman is absolutely a Psyker. As you are sort of in her presence now, in her space, you can sense that she is still keeping several things guarded from this invasion, or like I guess this presence in her mind. This woman has secrets, no question. Things she definitely does not want you snooping around in. In fact, you wager the thing she's maybe getting unconcerned about or considering letting go is that you're all not here to dig into her secrets.
Sorry, that clicked weird in my head.
Basically, what I'm saying is, Aria saying like, "Oh, we're here to investigate the kidnappings and the planet and what's going on," it has her wanting to relax a little. And it seems to you like, at least my what I would say this probably seems like to you. I don't want to assume in your brain, obviously, but what you might be assuming this is that she has some secrets of her own that she's keeping, and she's perhaps happy that you're all not here to dig into those.
Okay, she's chilling out. Hey. Look at Aria and Zadkiel and ask if we are taking our leave.
We'll be in touch with your guard captain then?
It should be outside shortly.
Then anything that you might need, we will be sure to pass through them.
I pray to the Emperor this is the last time we meet, sister.
Pray that this is the last time that we will need to meet.
Can I get some awareness rolls from you all real quick?
Yeah.
Give me that juicy awareness.
I have got 2. So I got a 6.
Give me that juicy awareness.
My crappy awareness rolls. Alright.
That's 3.
I got a flat load of nothing. But at least
So
I didn't get
2,
a. I
3,
didn't.
and
At least I
nothing.
didn't get a. Oh, did I get a 1 on? I did not get a 1 on the on the wrath. So I'll take it.
Aria, as you make that last statement that I pray this is the last time we need to meet, her eye cut to somewhere on her desk. It's too fast for you to exactly track where, but her eyes cut to something on her desk and then back to you. She says nothing, though.
And just Arya saw that?
Hmm?
And just Arya saw that?
I would say, oh no, Aria rolled a 0. So
Yeah, I rolled.
honestly, I would say, I don't know, it was 2 and 3. It was everyone but Aria actually saw that. So it would have been Lara and Zad.
Honestly, I think at this point Arya is like just about ready to like pull out her hymnal book and start reciting and just.
I'm trying to like get the read of this look here. Like, is that like if I were watching this from the outside, is this like a ooh, like clearly has something hidden there, or is this kind of just like looking at a photo or something on her desk?
I don't know, but I'm gonna add something to this scene to drag it out a little bit longer so that you can think about it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna add to it because I realized something that we didn't think about that we probably should have thought about.
Hmm.
I'm going to, as well, this is meant to be suggest to be the last time that we see each other. Can we add information on the bombings as well as the kidnappings?
She slowly nods and says, that can be done. As to your question, Zad, it was definitely one of the two things you were wondering about. She was either looking at like, oh, I have something hidden here that's super important, or it was looking at something on her desk, like a photo or something possibly.
God damn it. The
So-
desire for clues.
There's always that first superficial fleeting thought that happens when you immediately look at something. What was that
Mhm.
superficial fleeting thought, Foxy? What was it? Tell me.
All right. I'll
I
tell you.
want the truth.
I'll tell you.
Tell me. I will
I'll
roll
tell you
for it
this.
if I have to.
I'll tell you this.
You will try.
You were the Inquisition. You are effectively the Imperium's super cops. Your job is to investigate things that people don't want them to know, don't want people to know about. And usually to punish people for those things, because they should be. And because you're the Imperium, that punishment is brutal. It's a little long circle, but I'm bringing you back there, I promise. You all clearly came here to look for something, to investigate something. The Inquisition is what you fucking do. She clearly does not want you all to investigate something. And she's pretty certain you're all not. So when she said she hopes she's not seeing you all again, it's because she's thinking, I don't want them to find out about whatever she just looked at. I will say, it was emotional. That feeling, that brief fleeting thought. It was laden with emotion. Far more than she's showing on her face right now.
fighter.
I mean, Aria's already turning around to leave, so if you can do that, you're gonna. I saw nothing.
It's up to y'all.
Got 1-4, 1 against. What do you think, Laura?
Did Aria, she's hiding something on her desk, but I don't know if it's something worth starting a fight over.
Good question.
Something that'll clearly be gone if we were to come back.
Man, it's too bad Bars isn't here. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Can I do a quick insight roll and see what's just like, or I don't know.
Inside awareness, make it happen.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, you can add, you are allowed to spend a glory point. You'll have one in the pool right now to add one die to your pool.
Well, my what do you call it? My investigation is and insight are pretty terrible, so we'll go with investigation, I guess. I think I'll just roll it as is, and we'll see. Oh, holy okay. Well, I mean, out of 4.
Sometimes you gotta believe. Sometimes you gotta believe.
I got a 6 on the Wrath.
And a Wrath critical. All right. So that's a grand total of 4. All right.
I could spend a Wrath to reroll my failed ones.
You could.
Gonna do it, actually. So we're gonna
All right.
roll
Using the mechanics, go ahead and roll 2 more d6 real quick.
Using mechanics.
That's another success.
For a grand total of 5. How do I do this? As you sweep your eyes over the desk, wondering what she could be looking at, wondering what's going on here, whether it's important or not, you get the sense that, yeah, Lara's probably right. There's definitely something she's hiding, something she doesn't want you all to look into. Something personal, something important to her, something she definitely does not want people like the Inquisition to be around in. Why? Well, it could be for any other reasons. Maybe she's a greedy, filthy heretic. Maybe she's also intriguing with the Xenos, the way Orme Uden was. Maybe. Who knows? But I think the thing you zoom in on the most is there does indeed appear to be. She wasn't looking directly at something on the desk. She was looking at a drawer, a dresser on the side of it that could be opened. What's in there is definitely, again, much like we said here, incredibly personal and important to her. But your awareness tells you, one, she wasn't looking at her desk, but she was looking, like at the side of it. And secondly, how do I phrase this here without giving too much away? I think you're keenly aware that I got it. I know what to say. She's testy. She wants you all gone. You're all clearly pissing her off. And again, she's a focused woman. She's busy. Like she said. But if anything clearly was making her upset, it was any time you brought up Orme Uten.
Off a testing parting shot then. If we find anything else during our investigations about who assassinated Ormayun, we shall also do our best to get in contact with you.
I'd like you all to make me either investigation or awareness rolls. As she responds, that sounds pertinent, Acolyte. Thank you. Five. Oof.
The 6 on the wrath die.
Ooh. Y'all are killing it tonight. Oh, yeah.
Ah, we should fight just to get this good rolling going.
Right, I'm just saying.
I got a 3.
All right. And Zad?
Well, I don't know where my sheet went, but let me get a quick roll up for you.
Take your
Investigation.
time.
Hey, 6 and a 5. Damn, so 3.
All right, we'll take that. Yeah.
5 on round.
Yeah, not bad. So grand total of 4. Grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4 from Aria, and 5, 6 on the wrath die for 6 total from Lara. So, she flinches when you say you're going to keep looking into the investigation of Orme Uten. She flinches. It's almost like maybe she doesn't want you looking into that. Maybe not doesn't want you to, but something about the idea of you all looking into his death makes her uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Can I try and mentally connect some dots here that might be really far away on the board?
Hit it.
Does she bear any resemblance whatsoever? Oh my god, wait, I gotta see what was Granza's symbol here. Nope, wrong side of it.
Like my brain is like, was she the one who ordered
Turk,
it? But anyways.
Turk, I'm gonna save you the looking in your brain because Michelle said it. Yes, she does kind of look like Granza.
I know it's Granza. I was just trying to see if the symbols were similar, if that was like some additional clue.
The purple was the clue.
Purple was the clue. See, purple circle.
Purple was kind of the clue, but you know what? Let's do it this way. Here's what we'll do. If you guys don't mind me sort of slightly pulling the railroad here, we'll say that Aria's parting shot is an actual parting shot. It's said as you all leave. You all step out, perhaps wondering what to do next, with several new bits of information gathered in your head. As you start to step outside, the guard captain, who is busy addressing the crowd, sees you and turns to already, come and inform you of what he can and pass on the information he's given to you. Our camera will end there, panning back up slowly above the crowd, away from away from minus 60 premises low streets, up to the top floor again of the same building we just left. Through the wall, back into the office. Now from the reverse view where our party saw, cutting back through that large glass window, we see the office of Kata Nursal as she looks at a picture, opens a drawer, and looks at a small, relatively frayed, but clearly efforts to keep it mostly pristine picture. A picture of an incredibly small boy, held in a pair of large hands. Large, masculine hands that almost look a little familiar. I won't let anything happen to you. It's the least I can do for everything that's happened already. I love you, and I'm sorry. She puts the picture back down, closes the desk, and for a moment she has quiet and peace, surrounded only by her guards once again. And caught on herself does the thing she has done for the past 5 days straight, besides work herself to the bone. She grieves. She sobs. She cries for the loss of an old lover. And with that, I think we bring tonight's episode to a close. Friends, would have been worse if the fight happened, I'm just saying.
I know! So glad we didn't fight.
With that said, friends, this has been an incredibly interesting episode of By Shadow Peace. Good job, my friends, for avoiding the fight and still getting the reveal. Great job. I've been Foxy. I'll talk about more of that in a little bit, but before I do that, I'll let my friends talk about what they're got coming up next. So, friends, in the order that I call you out, please tell me who you are, who you've played tonight, how you're feeling after that episode, and where you can be found up next on the internet. We'll start in the same order we went with last time. Actually, we'll go backwards this time. Turk, you're up first.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Turk or Turk Accented. I am no longer xenophobic. My friends from Mars have called in.
Reminder, friends, that xenophobia is bad.
Yeah.
We here at Neon Lights do not endorse xenophobia.
It is absolutely, fear of the other is weakness, and the true Emperor's strength was finding the good and use in all things, and anyway, 40K is not a setting that is meant to make the Imperium look cool. So anyway. Despite how cool we all are, but I digress. I have had the honor and privilege of being Zadkiel Delos, and this is obviously again a fantastic session. If you want to see more of me, if you like the words I say in my stupid face, then of course you can find me here on Neon Lights, where I'm a part of this campaign as well as Last Transmission, run by the ever wonderful and continuously shocking and putting horror into my soul, Meg Mysteria. I also run Oathsworn, Odds to the Dragon Lords, which is a long-running campaign now for 2+ years. That's about to hit episode 20 here very soon, so that's going to be very fun. And I also, plenty of other things, including but not limited to some Lancer campaigns, which was award nominator, I'll have you know, for Season 1. And that if you're interested in that universe, if you have already checked that out, you should absolutely check out the stuff that Foxy's done within the same universe, because Minerva Protocol is very, very freaking cool. Don't know why I stopped myself from saying fuck, but but I pop up in a lot of other really cool stuff, like a Blade's Will, when I can. Oh my gosh. One day I will have a free Thursday. The stars will align and I will be back. But yeah, I bounce around amongst a lot of communities, so if you're not a member of those communities or following me on social media, you're missing out on a lot of really great content that I get to be a part of. That all being said, support the people you see on your screen here. They're fantastic creators, and they're going to tell you where you can find all of them. And, if you don't, I will probably think less of you, and at least in a taste sense. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and see you next time.
I can't believe it's been 20 episodes of Oathsworn already. Insane. Crazy. Well, keeping it moving right along in reverse order, right over to the incomparable Meg Mysteria with a guest.
I have a guest. It's Raja, deciding that if he fits, he sits. He does not fit inside my dice tray, but he's still sitting in it. Anyway, yes, hi, I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on itch. As far as what you can find me in coming up, our next episode of Last Transmission will be on the 1st of February. And I'll be right here, back here on Neon Lights Roleplay, and then after that, you'll find me over on Singularity Roleplay for our next episode of Gay Campers Cross, aka Gay Camp, where I will be hacking and slashing my gay campers. It's not a hate crime if they're consent to it, right?
Just laid him.
Oh my god, I'm
It's
sorry.
probably the
that's
worst
so
thing I
good.
could have said. It's an all queer cast. Everyone consented to it. They know what's happening, I promise. Anyway, if you
Oh
want to
my
see me
God.
murder my queer cast members, you can come hang out with us on the 13th, right before Valentine's Day. Get your sweethearts. It'll be great. It'll be really cute. Everyone's starting to pair up now. It's gonna be great.
Perfect time to murder them.
Perfect time.
Love
And then
it, I
of
love it, I
course,
love it.
Our City of Singularity, we'll have our City of Mist campaign, Breaking Neon, and then of course we'll come right back around for By His Shadow Piece once again on what, the 21st? Not the 21st,
Sounds
the
about right.
28th thing.
I lie, it's that one.
Yeah, the 21st. It'll be the 21st because that's the fourth Wednesday from now.
Bet.
Yeah. That's me.
I'm
Take
taking
it
your
away.
word for it. I'll look at the calendar. Glad to have
I
you.
have a calendar in my hand. I'm pretty sure it's the 21st.
Looking forward to watching you not commit a hate crime while running a campaign. It'll be great. I'm certain. Rounding us out, of course, we bring us over to the incomparable Michelle.
Hi, it's me, Michelle. I played Aria Yun, our sister Hospitale, who actually talked today. Yeah, it's fine. It went fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, you can find me, here, and that's it. But like, if you actually want to find me, I am in Stardust Ghost, which is our actual play of No Amount of Armor, GM'd by this guy. And you can also find me here for The World Within You, our super awesome Void Heart Symphony campaign, if you like Persona and Twiwi and those kinds of Jet Set Radio vibes. And also you can find me here GMing my own stuff, which is A Blade's Will. We're on a little bit of a break while I gather up some players. So if anyone's interested, drop by, ping me, because this is a rotating one-shot campaign. So if you're interested, just, let me know and we'll drag you in as we gear up for, well, things. Anyways,
Like
that's...
the hands.
Look, we're getting to that point. Anyways, yeah, that's it for me.
That brings us back to me. Hi, friends. I'm Foxy, Young Foxy. You've heard Fox Philly's finest. I'm on the internet at Young Foxy, YUNGFOXXII. Sometimes there's an underscore in the middle, so if you can't find one, look for the other one. I'm doing all kinds of things on the internet, namely stuff right here. A lot of it's been mentioned already. Stardust Ghosts, our No Amount of Armor campaign. I'm in Left of Mission, our Death and Face campaign. I'm in certain things that might be coming up soon, including things you might not even know about just yet. And lots of other things coming up soon. Looking forward to great things coming forward, future Neon Lights. It's been a great time. Love this episode. Love our friends. Love to our incomparable Lana Dan, who is not here with us right now. We send him all of our hype and expression because we miss him. Check back in on Barrett Corbin next episode, and the rest of these people along with him. Thank you all for being here tonight. Take care of yourselves, each other, and everyone else around you. We will see you all in just about a month. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.